Mock. Yeah. Ing. Yeah. Bird. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's been 20 years, or 10 if you count that atrocity Dumb and Dumber, since we last saw our favorite idiots, Harry Dunn and Lloyd Christmas, up on the big screen. Since I saw the original as a 13-year-old, I've awaited a coming back together of the two dumbasses. But that's not why I'm here. As of this review, I haven't seen the sequel Dumb and Dumber 2 yet. I'm not looking at any reviews of it, and I don't know the plot of it either. Just gonna go see the movie without knowing anything about it and form an opinion of my own. The reason I'm here today is to take a look at something that combines two of my favorite things in the whole world, Dumb and Dumber and video games. Now some of you might be wondering, wait, they made a Dumb and Dumber video game? Well, sort of. If you go to the official website of Dumb and Dumber, dumbler.com, they have a game available to play for free. It's called Get or Dumb. And no, Larry the Cable Guy doesn't have anything to do with it. So I guess we should just take a look at it. So as to be expected, you get to pick from your favorite moron, either Harry or Lloyd. There are instructions that explain the point and plot of the game. Harry and Lloyd are simply traveling across the country, and the goal of the game is to beat it with the fewest amount of clicks. Stylistically, this kind of looks like a Super Nintendo game mixed with a Flash game from the earlier part of the last decade. I think the look of the game might even be an homage to the SNES shitbomb Wayne's World. The art style is almost duplicated from it. The instructions say to play as both of the guys, so I guess we'll play as Lloyd first. So to start off, you're supposed to take some guy named Oil Can some peanut brittle. I have to say, the dialogue between Harry and Lloyd in these scenes doesn't really seem like things they would say. So you're going through various parts of Rhode Island and jumping over things, crossing platforms. Sometimes, for whatever reason, you can actually kill some of the enemies. When you get Oil Can as peanut brittle, it turns out it was crystal meth. He overdoses and scratches his face off and turns into a zombie. Well, that's nice and pleasant. But it's all alright because it turns out it was all for a gag. Next, Harry tells you to take a puppy dog to a woman named Sarah Snatchrod. Snatchrod. This time Lloyd goes through the desert and does much of the same. He jumps over enemies, climbs ladders, crosses gaps, and avoids cops. Hey look, it's Seabass. This time around, it's exponentially harder than the first level. When you bring the dog to Sarah Snatchrod, that name is going to be stuck in my head for a while now, the dog turns out to be a rabid coyote and it mauls her. And guess what? It was all for a gag. In Lloyd's final stage, you were trying to get a box of blonde wigs across the desert. Guess what you are doing now? Well, much of the same. Crossing gaps, avoiding enemies, and jumping over things. Well, at least the levels have some variety. When you get to the end of the stage, a spiky-haired guy sticks you up at a gunpoint. At this point, an arm comes out of the box and rips his face off. What the? But this is okay because it was all for a gag. After that, you've beaten Lloyd's section of the game and you can enter your initials. Here they are permanently stored next to those of the 10 other people in the world who have played this game. Well, we beat the game with Lloyd, now it's time to beat the game with my personal favorite character, Harry Dunn. So to start, the blind kid wants to play with Harry's butthole. Oh, his cat is named Butthole, thank goodness. This game might get awkward if that wasn't the case. So to start the game, you're going through various parts of Rhode Island and jumping over things, crossing platforms, and sometimes for whatever reason you can actually kill some of the enemies. Wait a second. These sections are exactly the same as Lloyd's levels. There's not a single difference, so now I have to play through them because Harry's story is different. Seriously though, would it be that hard to give each character their own distinct levels? When you get to the end of the stage, Harry's cat jumps up and eats all of Billy's pet birds. Once again though, it's okay because it turns out it was all for a gag. Next up, you are to bring a man named Shady Allen braille porn since he can't afford the internet. Ooh, okay then. You go through the same farm level Lloyd did, avoiding things, jumping over them, and crossing gaps. And then finally you get to Shady Allen at the end of the stage. For no reason at all, a goat was in the box and it jumps out and kills him. But guess what? You might not see it coming. It was all for a gag. In the final stage, you are to transport the last of Shady Allen's homebrew booze to Lloyd.
Where's the booze?
Lloyd says not to give any to anybody, even a homeless man dying of thirst. You traverse the all too familiar desert, crossing gaps, avoiding enemies, and jumping over things. And then finally you reach the end of the stage. Harry gives a homeless man dying of thirst a bottle of beer. But guess what? Turns out the bottle of beer was liquid plumber mixed with scorpion peppers. And the homeless man explodes and dies. But it's okay because it was all for a gag. You know what? Harry and Lloyd killed 5 people. 5 people and 3 birds. These guys are murderers. Okay, seriously though. This is just a simple flash game on a website. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. I played and beat it in between classes at school, so it's pretty low on substance. That being said, it shouldn't be taken seriously because it doesn't even take itself seriously. I killed several brain cells playing this game. To those of you I killed, I must apologize. That being said though, if you'd like to play this game and kill your own brain cells, just go to media.dumbler.com/getterdumb. By the way, thanks for watching this episode of Game Reviews by James. Have a good day and try not to be a dumbass.